Hello everyone and welcome back. Guess who's back? It's Admiral Price, and we are doing a 2v2 here at Caldera. Now, I'm kind of changing things up in this battle. Not bringing a Katana Corps, I'm bringing a Nodachi Corps. And in fact, my entire army here is fresh. There are no veterans in this army. I have 6 Nodachis, 3 Bow Samurai, a Matchlock Samurai, yeah I know, bringing a Matchlock for the first time since like May, 5 Yari Ashigaru, and 4 Katana Cavalry off crabbing in the trees. Over here on Admiral Price's side, he's got his typical armies are very sort of eclectic, but he's got a nice little Katana Corps going here with 4 Katanas. He's got his Matchlock, always brings one. A couple of Yari Ashigaru, some Naginata Cav, some Light Cav, pretty eclectic, as is his style. Going up against here, we're going up against a clan, 2 people on a team, so they're pretty organized. Our strategy was to take as many buildings as we could. We were going to meet around the shrine while Admiral Price took the buildings over here. So he's taking the sword dojo. I'm moving up to the shrine, trying to get some skirmishing in because he only has 1 bow warrior monk. Blue does at least. So going to be able to take advantage of that quite nicely. I don't think black has any bows as well. Oh, okay, he has one, which I believe it's a monk. Yep, bow warrior monk. So I was going to try and skirmish, keeping them in tight formation because no need to really keep them spread out. I want that killing power, nice and compact. Just doing some skirmishing, shooting at any unit I can. I think I eventually told him to attack the bow warrior monks, but I kind of have that problem with my bows. Like I tell them to attack and they just keep walking towards the enemy for so long. I hate it. So I actually gotten away from individually ordering my bows quite a bit, which isn't a good thing. I guess I just need to get better. Now, one thing that people like to do a lot, and is actually a very good strategy, is to just use these attendants and just throw them at the enemy and force the enemy to respawn. Because if they overcompensate, you can get your whole army clumped around killing some Naginata attendants. And then you can just swoop in and finish off the army that's being currently engaged. So I'm not going to take the bait totally. I'm sending 1 Nodachi Samurai to kill the Naginata attendants, but not overcommitting. It's been a big problem with me with overcommitting. And I totally didn't even notice that my general was getting hit by bows. I was worried about other things. One thing you really need to do is be glancing at the mini-map. I'm really bad at doing that. My best wins come when I'm doing that constantly, but my general's just getting hammered here. And I keep the sound down fairly low as well, so I didn't get the "your general is dying" thing. So he's going to get down to about 13 men before I realize that he is dying. Now, putting all of my spears on this side because this is where all his cavalry is, so I'm just making a wall right here. My cavalry going through the trees ran into his cavalry. I have support from Admiral Price's cavalry as well, though. So, going to make a pretty nice cavalry battle in the trees. I thought my cavalry was going to get completely obliterated here, just being sitting off in the trees where cavalry is bad. And he had, what, Naginata Monk Cavalry, I believe. Oh, Yari Cavalry, actually, too, which gets that bonus versus cavalry, so I thought my cavalry was totally screwed here. Ended up, that wasn't the case. But anyway, oh man, why is it so laggy now? Might be my internet for some reason affecting it, which would be really stupid, but it might be. Now, with my Naginatas, oh, I'm just going to pause it, jeez. Let me just restart perhaps real quick. Okay, so with these Naginata attendants coming in here, it kind of funnels all of his enemies, his units in too. I'm not sure why he decided to funnel in behind the Naginata attendants, but he did. Now, one thing I did bad here with the Nodachi Corps, what I should have done maybe is done 2 lines stretched thin, because you want to stretch them thin. You want to get that charge bonus over as much area as possible. I kept them all clumped up. I guess I was still in Katana mode, but I kept them all clumped up in 1 long line, which wasn't really a good thing. But what it is going to do, look at all this open ground here. I'm going to be able to maneuver there, no problem. Let's see. Yeah, one of my Katana cavalry split off, going to the enemy lines. So far, so good on the corruption. With Admiral Price's cavalry flanking too, we're catching the Katana Samurai there. The Yari cavalry getting torn down, and all of my spears are going to come up because the cavalry is now held down. I have nothing to worry about in terms of getting flanked. So all my Yari Ashigaru are coming up here to fight the cavalry and take them off the field. Admiral Price's army has now joined the fray. Well, almost. They're sitting behind my troops. This was about the time I noticed my general getting attacked. It's down to 8 men actually right now, so I had to be very careful there. But his army is just getting smashed by these Nodachis, bows. A Yari Ashigaru is joining the fight. A Katana cavalry came over there and joined. So Black's got to get in here because his friend is getting beaten up pretty hard by our combined attack. The thing about 2v2s, you got to be really coordinated. I keep saying synergy is the most important thing in 2v2s, and it really is, because even if you're really good, taking on 2 people at once is nearly impossible unless those 2 people are brain dead. Now with my matchlocks, didn't get good shots off with them in the beginning. I do manage to put them right up in this little area right here, getting a clear line of fire, just so they can be their maximum effectiveness. Trying not to cheese at all with my new matchlocks, but they are going to get caught up. I think they got a few shots off, but one thing I like, I always bring the samurai version of the missile units because they can actually stand a fight in melee, and they're going to do a really good job of standing against these katana samurai. Now, I did kind of bad here. I didn't get very good charges off, not a lot of ground covering. I didn't get any flanking really going on either. I'm attempting to with these nodachi samurai, but it's not really going to be in time. These katanas are going to do a really good job of just wearing my guys down. This nodachi is down to 55 men already, so not looking good there. AdmiralPrice is, of course, moving up on the hill and sweeping around. The Yari Yashigaru and Katana Cavalry force has cleaned up over there in the forest. There's a mounted gunner still shooting. AdmiralPrice has come around with some cavalry trying to hit the enemy in the rear, and does an okay job. It's a nice distraction at least. It's a good thing that Katana Cavalry can do is be a distraction because they can stand a fight so long in melee. And AdmiralPrice's force is going to sweep down the hill here and finish off blue, and then we're going to come and crush black. Didn't quite get around with this nodachi samurai. I was trying to flank this katana, didn't quite work. Black's going to park his general right up here next to the shrine, and I'm kind of milling around with my general too, trying to get him in the fray. I figured that my force was pretty much gone at this point. In terms of numbers, they're down well below half strength on most of them, and a few have routed already too. Not having weird morale problems with my nodachis. All of my nodachis stood and fought almost to the man. I think all of them lost. Some of them lost all 120 men. Some were down to like less than 20 left, but they stood and fought. Wow. They stood and fought to the last man, which I was really impressed with because my katana samurai are not doing that for me lately, and that just really irks me. So I thought my whole force was dead, and then I realized, wait a minute, I still have a ton of Yari Yashigaru. This one's only lost 6 men, this one's only lost 11, this one's only lost 8. My Yari Yashigaru, this one back here, is still 150. Must have gotten hung back there, or maybe it was corrupted. It looks like it's not terribly corrupted, even if that was a little corruption. This is pretty much how it went. So we got mass wavering going there. My Yari Yashigaru are just going to be sweeping down the hill and taking out blue here. My bows are all trying to shoot at blue's general as well, trying to just finish him off. Should have been shooting into black in retrospect since blue is pretty much dead. And as you can see, his katanas have finally finished off my nodachis, but they're standing and fighting. Activated bonsai too late. I keep forgetting to activate it before the charge, but I got to get used to doing that. But AdmiralPrice's force is still in very good shape. Going to be able to finish off this battle. Here comes all my Yari Ashigaru reforming here on top of the hill, and we're going to make a massive Ashigaru charge into what's left of the infantry. Still holding. How come these nodachis can hold so well? My katana samurai can't. It baffles me. Anyway, pretty easy to see where this battle's going. AdmiralPrice and I both have plenty of forces. Black is starting to waver. 146 men is still wavering, but that's the Yari Ashigaru for you. Here come my Ashigaru forming up into one heroic charge with a massive spears. AdmiralPrice was just kind of filling in the gaps mostly in that battle. The battle kind of formed along my infantry line, and he just went wherever there were holes and did a good job. But we're starting to get some flanking danger over here. But really, there's the only thing left to kill over here is like my bow samurai, and AdmiralPrice is going to be able to just sweep down in here. He's got matchlocks shooting. And there we go. The massive Yari Ashigaru charge is going to finish this one off. Should have maybe done a better job of spreading them out and micromanaging, but at this point I figured we had pretty much had the battle won, and I wasn't worrying too much about it. All in all, I actually didn't lose that many men in terms of numbers. I lost like all my nodachis, but my Yari Ashigaru were fine. My katana cavalry were pretty much fine. My bow samurai lived quite long as well, standing and fighting in melee quite a bit. Matchlocks had a few kills too, and this is going to be the wavering. Now I sent my general in here at the very end to try and kill Black's general. Got a little hung up, but I managed to push him through. Really aggressively trying to use that melee general in the current state of the game. Works pretty well. Again, wasn't shooting quite as much at Black's general as I should have. I guess we can zoom in here a little bit and just watch it. Massive Yari Ashigaru charge. Those are always kind of fun. And that's going to pretty much finish off Black's forces. He's got broken Yari Ashigaru. Just a few cavalry units sitting here now. There go the whistling arrows trying to finish this one off. Cavalry unit kind of forgotten about in the melee, but yeah, this one's over. With nothing to charge into but a mass of spears. You know, nothing doing. And of course, Admiral Price is going to clean this one up. Good team battle there, with 2 buildings as well. That will really help us too. We had the shrine, we had the sword dojo. Too bad we didn't get the workshop. That would have been good too. But, oh well. I mean, hey, not much to say at this point, I guess. Katana Samurai, that might have been a corruption, them just sitting there. But I'm kind of surprised how little this one was corrupted. They did a pretty good job. Still needs to be fixed. I mean, it's no excuse, but yeah. Is that the end of the battle? I guess that's the end of the battle. So yeah, there was some corruption, but that's pretty much what happened. So, might have been why I was a little unprepared to comment on certain things. Yeah, Blue's general got owned. I don't know why he's still sitting there, but oh well, good battle. Thanks for watching, everybody.